What's going on? It's your boy Mixmaster B here, live from the MNB Radio Studios for the MNB Radio Podcast, where no topic is too big or too small. We talk about them. All in all, on the phone lines right now, I want to welcome in adult film star Miss Ember Snow. Amber, welcome to MNB Radio. How are you?
I am good. Ember's pretty good.
Amber is pretty good tonight. And we're glad that you were on the podcast talking to us, because I got a lot of things I want to ask you about tonight. So we're gonna have a good time, talking about yourself. It's not often you get to talk about yourself. You know what I mean? But we're gonna make a good time with this. So,
Oh boy.
so you are fairly new to the adult business, going on just about 2 years now, right?
It's going to be my second year this coming February. Yeah.
Okay. And you had an interesting way of how you got into the business, because you didn't lose your virginity until later on. You weren't a freaky deek at first. You were kind of keeping it, special for somebody.
Yeah, you can say that. I didn't want to just lose it just to lose it. I wanted it to be with somebody who I wouldn't regret losing it to.
And I can't say it's regretful, because soon after that, you jumped right into the adult business. So this guy must have left a good impression on you to kind of just spark your interest.
Oh, definitely.
So, geez, what did this guy do to you? To get you that curious, he must have been some pretty good dick to be getting into it.
Well, it wasn't just that. It wasn't just that. He was a promiscuous guy.
Okay.
Was. And he told me all kinds of stories about his sexapade. So then I got even more curious about, what I've been missing this whole time. So when I got into the adult industry, it wasn't just, because I wanted to eventually produce some mainstream scripts, but also, just to actually live some of these fantasies in a safer environment and get paid for it.
Yeah, fucking A. Why not? You can live out your fantasies and get paid for it. It's a win-win,
Exactly.
Now, are these some of these fantasies were the fantasies that, stories that he was telling about, or did you already have your own in your head that you were just, willing to just bust out and share with the world?
It's a mixture of both. It's a mixture of both, because again, I'm starting to produce my own stuff, and I'm starting with porn first. So there may be some porn scenes that you may eventually find that I produced, and it's a fantasy of mine.
Nice, very awesome. So, what was life what was life growing up for you? Were you from a strict household, or how was that?
I was from a strict household. It's probably one of those average Asian family you've already heard. It's a strict family. It's a very conservative family, religious too.
And did you feel like that had a an effect on you? You wanted to rebel, or how was that?
I was an obedient child. I didn't start getting curious about sex until much later in life, because I was so focused on something else. When I was in middle school and high school, college, my main focus was, just school, work eventually. But I didn't really get curious about sex until, I didn't get curious about sex when I was younger, because my parents didn't really talk about it. They never brought it up, which I understand, because I'm pretty sure for parents it must be really awkward to bring up sex. And when I was in school, what they taught was, just be abstinence.
Yeah. For marriage.
Or else you'll die. That was basically the message. Have sex or you die.
And you gave it a great effort. You really did, you waited for, that right guy, you just you didn't make any promises of what was going to happen afterwards, so.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, hey, I did what I did, I held and waited for that special guy. I never made any commitment to say that I wasn't going to do anything more after that. Um,
Yeah.
so, I mean, you
Oh
come
yeah.
from this, like, this Asian household, and what is your nationality? Like,
I'm Filipino.
okay.
I'm from the Philippines.
Okay, now being a Filipino household and everything, how did your family react when they found out that this is what you were doing?
In shock.
Do you still talk to them?
Oh yeah, yeah. No, we definitely still talk. It took a little bit for them to adjust to how my lifestyle is now, and sometimes I still feel the need to like explain, but not, in juicy details how my job works. But yeah, it took some time. It took some time for them, and I still think there are still some aspects of my work that they do not and cannot completely comprehend, but they're still behind my back.
Now, was it something where, I mean, did you have the luxury of letting them know what you do, or did they find out other ways?
Oh, they found out other ways.
Okay, so it wasn't like you went to them and told them what was going on. They found out some other way.
Oh, yeah. Which is kind of what I don't prefer. But, I still braced myself for it, that it was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to happen so quick because they found out last year. And
Hmm.
last year was basically, I was just coming up to my first year. They found out in November of last year, and I started last February.
Now, did someone snitch on you? Is that how they found out? Or I'm trying to find out if you're
Yes.
a I was gonna say, because if you're in a conservative household, I don't want to hear that they found it accidentally on a Google search, because that's not a very conservative household. Somebody's
No,
lying
no.
if that's how they found out.
Yeah, no, no. A male cousin of mine was watching porn, and he came across one of my videos.
That's got to be awkward and embarrassing at the same time. Like,
Yeah, well, he lost his wood, he said, so he
uh,
claimed.
so he claims. Oh God, I mean, I was gonna say that. I mean, if he would have told you, he's still, he's like, hey, so I saw you, I finished, and then I figured I'd call you. Like that would have been even more awkward and creepy. You
Yeah,
know?
I know. I don't know exactly because I haven't talked to this male cousin of mine for like many years now, and to this day I still haven't talked to him. So I don't know
The
exactly.
fact that he needed to tell you that he lost wood would have been just like, okay,
Maybe
dude, like
no,
you had to tell me that, like, if
no,
you,
no. He didn't tell me that. That was
oh, okay.
what I heard from another cousin. Because it's a big family, and they were just passing on the message here, and that was
uh,
how I found out it was from another female cousin.
oh, jeez. Well, yeah. So I mean, again, embarrassing and awkward, but I mean, hey, I mean, you probably kind of knew that eventually someone was going to find out, but you probably just didn't know that quickly.
Oh yeah, no, and not this way.
Yeah.
I didn't expect one of my male cousins to come across my porn video.
Obviously,
God.
he wasn't living under the same conservative roof, so yeah. So,
Probably. Hey, porn is still kind of hidden and hush hush right now. So,
mhm,
porn is like everybody's dirty little secret. So nobody knew until then that he was probably watching porn.
yeah.
Although
Well,
now
I
they
mean, that
know.
puts him in an awkward position because he's just like, if he didn't want anybody to know he was watching porn, and yet he saw you. My thing is like,
Mhm.
how long did it take him before he said something? Was it like, hurried up, turned the computer off, and called? You know what I mean? Or was he like, it probably fucked him up too, like, how do I say this? How do I let everybody know this is what I just found without,
Yeah,
you know what I
probably.
mean, putting
I'm pretty.
myself out there?
He wasn't sure it was me at first, so he had to confirm it with another male cousin,
So you got
and
two
then
male
that male
cousins and then a
cousin had to
female
go to.
cousin. Oh, jeez.
I think it had to go to my one of my aunts, which is like my mother's sister,
It's like a
and
fucking
then that
wildfire.
aunt to go to another. Yeah, I just went to the frickin' family tree until I got to my parents, and I,
It was like the gift that
yeah,
kept on
it was
giving
crazy.
here, you know. It's like it's just for everybody who it doesn't watch porn or is practicing safe sex. This is why we practice safe sex. 'Cause you see how quickly this spread.
Yeah,
This was like an STD that just went through the whole family. One person found out, told an uncle and an aunt and a cousin. Next thing you know, the fucking dog is barking because he sees your picture on the computer monitor. Like, just it's craziness. But okay, so
yeah.
but the family didn't disown you, so they're I guess slowly coming to grips with what you do. Um, so
They said they disowned me, but not really. They're all words, really. My family is, um, yeah. At first, again, they said that they are, but they're coming into terms with it. They are talking to me, and we're good. And actually, my mother passed away last month. Sorry,
sorry to
getting
hear
to the
that.
dark side here, but I only have my basically my father and my two sisters.
All right. Well, I mean, sometimes when you have a loss in the family, it kind of brings people together. And the fact that you are doing this in a controlled environment, like you said, it's
Mhm.
means it's a little bit. You try to look at things to the positive side of it and say, well, at least I'm doing this, in a controlled environment. It may not be, what everybody enjoys or not be their cup of tea, but it's, at least I'm not doing
Yeah.
anything illegal. So,
Well, yeah, like that's the other thing. Like since they didn't really understand how it worked, I had to explain to them how it
how
worked.
porn
Like
works.
it's not just yeah, like it's not
The
just
dick goes in the
it's not just a
vagina.
it's not just a no, not that way. Like it's not just fucking random people, which you technically are, but
Yeah.
you get tested like every 2 weeks, and that's how I feel safer about it. Because there are some civilians who like what never get tested, and you don't know how their history is like. You just give it up.
Yeah. Well, I tell people, people that I know who date people in the industry who are not in the industry
Mhm.
themselves, which can be a touchy subject just to begin with. But a lot of people are like, oh, like they judge them and like, why would you date somebody who's in the business? And I tell them, I say, you do realize that like you probably are safer with that person that's in the business than you are just some random ratchet chick in the club. Because you don't know who that
Yeah,
ratchet chick in the club
exactly.
is with, and if she's ever been tested.
Yeah.
So
And of course, once you get into that heated moment, it would be like, "Oh, can I see your test?"
yeah, exactly.
It would be kind of like awkward, like,
Now,
I,
speaking of that, how does dating in the industry work for you? Like, are you currently single? Are you seeing somebody? Like, how does that work out for you?
honestly, I am like too busy for like any relationship right now. Like I cam almost every day, and then I try to whatever bookings I get. It's just like I don't know where else I can fit in the dating. I mean, if I see a girl every now and then. It's just one girl, and she's not from the industry, but it's we're
Now, you
we're
say girl,
dating.
are you consider yourself bisexual? Or are you more into women, more into guys? Like,
I'm bisexual, but yeah, if I really have to choose, it would be women.
okay, why is that?
I feel like there's more selection with women. Like women can be pretty and smart and mature, but with guys, it's kind of hard to find.
They're ugly, immature, and dumb. The complete opposite. That's
Or
fine.
there's a really good looking guy, but you find out he's an asshole because
hmm
he can get whatever the fuck he wants, and you're just some girl. So
Or you get a guy
something
who's
very
really chill, and you're just like, but I'm not attracted to him. I get it. I get it. I understand. When did this
I see.
like I mean when did it start the the liking of girls? Was this before or after you lost virginity?
It was before I lost my virginity. I've always admired, women's beauty, but I didn't really come into terms that, oh my God, I really want to be on this girl and make her scream to the top of her lungs with orgasms. But yeah, it's been a long time since I've actually admired a woman. I just didn't realize it too early. I guess you can say I just thought it was just an admiration,
Okay.
but it's actually more than that.
Well, I mean, it
It's
sounds
more.
like you were more interested in girls before you lost your virginity, and did that play any factor into, you know, who you were going to give your virginity to? Like, did you feel like you had to give up virginity to a guy, or?
I still wanted to do it with a guy
Mhm.
because I was just curious how it works. I wanted to start with a guy first, and once I felt more confident doing it with a guy, then move on to girls.
Okay.
Start experimenting with girls.
Because some people don't.
That's how it.
I mean, some people to them they're like, well, if I lose it to another girl or I lose it to another guy, some people
Mm-hmm.
in their mind look at it as that they didn't lose their virginity. They don't consider it losing their virginity unless they lose it to the opposite sex. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, how did you feel about that? Like, if the opportunity had presented itself where you could have made out with a girl, would you have been okay with saying you lost your virginity to a woman first?
Yeah, I wouldn't have minded. I mean, why should I, right?
I mean, I've seen your work. I don't mind watching girl, Amber Snow and someone else, I'm totally down for that. I'm not picky. So, so I mean, so you started, did you experiment with girls before you lost your virginity to a guy, or?
I did experiment with girls, so but it was at an age where it's illegal to be experimenting with girls. I'll just leave it at
So it
that.
was, it was probably at a point where you probably had no clue what you were really doing. So in your defense, not to play defense lawyer here, but it's not a crime if you're not even sure what the hell you were committing. So, um,
Yeah, it's like, oh, you have this too. I have it too. That kind
let
of
me show you
situation.
mine. I wonder if yours feels like mine. Yeah, yeah, I get it. Um, so, but I mean, like, did you ever have like any experience, like full blown experience with a woman before losing your virginity, or is it always just, at a young age, just curiosity?
um, before porn and before, yeah, before porn, I only like made out with girls,
Hmm.
but I never really had sex with girls. I had the opportunity to have sex with girls, but I got so nervous because I didn't know what the fuck to do.
Hmm.
Like honestly, I lost my virginity to a woman on camera, and
Really?
yeah, I didn't, I didn't really know what to do. I just went on with the feeling. We used a toy. It was a Tachi. How can you go wrong with that one?
Yeah, you really can't, really can't. So, you get into the business, and how did the business come about? Like, obviously, you were curious about it. Like, did you inquire? Did you go like asking around to different porn agencies, or how did that come about?
I actually Googled as much as I can about the porn industry, some history about it and how it is now, and like just because there was this YouTube video called
Hmm.
Porn 101, and it was basically some of the performers, like top performers, like James Dean and Ina Hartley, Asa Akira, giving advice on what to do. If you are thinking of getting into the industry, what should you do on set? So how do you prepare? So I started researching about porn and then looked for agencies. At first, I wanted to approach the production companies,
Hmm.
but I wasn't. I'm a nobody. So I thought it wouldn't make any sense for me to go to the production companies and just be like, "Hey, here are my pictures. What do you think?" I went to agencies first and did that instead. Emailed them, tried to call them if I could, and yeah, I went to the first agency who responded, but if somebody's listening to this and they're thinking of getting to the industry and they're also doing this, like doing the research and looking for agencies, don't just automatically go to the first agency who replies, wait, wait for others and then weigh your options because I should have thought more thoroughly.
Yeah, when you think of it,
Before
you gotta think with your mind and not your horny emotions. Um, so whatever you gotta
yeah.
do, if you gotta play with the toy before making a phone call, taking a cold shower, having a cigarette, whatever you gotta do to dehornitize yourself. I don't even know if that's a word, but I just made it a word. Dehornitize yourself. Then definitely want to do that before making a decision. Um,
Yeah, because getting into the industry is not just, it's something serious. Either you commit to it or you don't, in my opinion. And I really contemplated about it before I even approached these agencies because, you know,
it's
and
forever.
now porn, yeah, now porn is like it's on the internet, and internet is forever.
Hmm.
So
So once
if
you make the
you're gonna
commitment,
do it,
it's Russian roulette. There's no going back. Like it's out there.
yeah,
Um, one of my
exactly. If you're gonna get into the industry, you just don't half-ass it, and that was my attitude, and it's still my attitude to this day. I don't plan on leaving anytime soon,
and and
unless
it,
something happens to me.
and yeah, and we don't want any of that to happen. Nothing, nothing tragic happening to you here. Um, but that was one of the things that always was like a pet peeve of mine is that people who either, like you said, half-ass it and don't fully commit to the industry or the business, or going into it and are like, well, I started it, and then somewhere after two scenes they changed their minds, and it's just like, well, it's
Hmm.
done. Like it's already been recorded. Like you realize that it's going to go all over the internet, and everybody's going to
Yeah.
see it. And the other thing is people who have either had successful careers or even people that haven't, like I said, the two scene thing, and then try to
Hmm.
deny, that they were ever in that world. Like it just always was mind boggling to me. Like if you've already done enough videos and like people know who you are, so then they, for some reason they find God, or they just had a bad porn experience or whatever reasoning for why they left the business, and then
Yeah.
they changed their name, and then they go, like they try to, you know, do another career where they're in the spotlight and expect people not to say, "Wait, weren't you known as such and such?" And they're,
Yeah. It's always gonna follow you. So that's why either commit to it or don't. Don't just
I mean, it's hard
again
enough.
you dehornitize yourself. Is that the word you
Dehornitize.
use?
That's gonna be a new trending hashtag. Hashtag dehornitize. You know. But no, I mean seriously though, if it's hard enough to have shot porn and then say, what, I'm leaving the business and I'm gonna go get a job working at, a retail store, and it'll follow you there.
Oh yeah.
If you're going to get into another job where you are going to be in the spotlight, like if you decide you want to be an Instagram model, or you're, doing something where you're going to get likes and seen, somebody's going to find out and know that you used to be such and such. Um,
Yeah, exactly.
so that
You just
never
have to
never
brace
crossed.
yourself for that.
So that never crossed your mind. You just were like, you know what? Like I'm in this and I'm fully in it and I'm gonna stay with it.
Again, I got into this business because I wanted to produce like some mainstream scripts.
Hmm.
If people from Hollywood find out that I'm Ember Snow, it's like, yeah, and I got this money. Here, watch my shit.
Like, yeah, Ember Snow.
Watch
Have you
it.
seen my shit? It's fucking awesome. So just
But,
imagine if I did good porn, I would do great movie mainstream too. Hmm.
Well, I've always wanted to be, the porn actress who does more than fuck. I actually wanted to also act in it. And I know a lot of people aren't really looking at that. Guys are just worried about, how
Fast
you fuck
forwarding
and
and
how you look when you fuck. But I kind of want to be the Meryl Streep in porn, so sue me.
the visual now of Meryl Streep doing porn. I'm like, yeah, okay. Okay. There's an audience for every genre. So, I mean, speaking about how you look in porn, so you're rather petite, kind of small. Like, let everybody know, like, all these measurements.
I am 4'11",
Uh huh.
and I weigh about. It varies. Sometimes I'm 90, other times I'm like 95. But yeah, I don't. I'm really tiny. But for a tiny girl, I do have some curve. Like my boobs aren't flat, but they're
Hmm.
not ginormous either. Sometimes they're 32B, other times they're 32C. But I've been leaning more towards 32C, to be honest with you.
Now, have
Um,
you ever thought about doing any enlargements, or are you kind of
I've
happy with who
on
you are?
Honestly, I've thought about it, but I like how they look right now, and I like the shape of it right now. But we'll see what happens like after 5 years. I don't know if my boobs are still gonna look like this after 5 years, and I don't know if I'm still gonna be in the business after 5 years. I mean, hopefully,
I'm hoping
but
you're still
we'll see
making
after 5 years.
I'm hoping you're still making magic. Like, I mean, I've looked at your work, and I mean, I love like the shape of you. Like, it's that natural look. Not that there's anything wrong with getting enlargements and everything, but I mean, there's really
Mhm.
nothing that you need to change. But I mean, being so tiny, like, do you ever worry about like being able to do any types of scenes, or are you afraid that you won't be able to handle a certain type of scene?
I'm fine with my size, and it seems like people do like my size because I'm tiny, so you can move me around
I
however
was gonna
you
say you could kind
want.
of pick you up and take you wherever, you're like pocket size.
Yeah, exactly. If I were to be taller, then you may struggle in picking me
Exactly.
up and positioning me in certain areas. So to be honest, when before I got into the industry, I wasn't very happy with my size, but this industry has made me basically love myself even more because, even my look, I
Hmm.
I look really young for my actual age, which I'm not gonna reveal right now. But I got so annoyed getting carded. But this industry loves my young looks,
Hmm.
and hopefully it's not going to go anywhere too soon. For fuck's sake, I hope that I'm 50 and then I look like I'm 30.
Now, is
That's
there anything you would not do in the business? I mean, being, in the business, like there's probably a lot of people that, want to, share different ideas of different scenes they want to shoot with you. Have you been approached to do anything that you're just not comfortable with doing?
I've been approached doing just, humiliation stuff and degrading, and that's really personally not something that I'm into. I would rather promote sex as something positive. So that's what I'm leaning more towards that. But if we're going back to my size, and if there isn't something that I would do, it would probably be something like double anal or double vaginal, just because
Hmm.
of how tiny I am.
Yeah, we don't want to
But I
hurt you.
am. Yeah, no, no. I don't want you to see how much you're hurting me. I want you to see how much I'm enjoying it. You can fuck the shit out of me, but I'm still having a blast. That's the kind of image. I want to project, it's never going to be, I'm in pain.
Now, what is what, I
So
mean,
yeah,
what is something you enjoy doing the most so far? I mean, have only been in the business for about 2 years. I mean, is there something that you are um, interested and enjoy doing more than any other type of scene?
honestly, if it's scripted, like good kind of script, then yeah, that's what I enjoy doing most. Remember, it's the acting aspect that I like, even though it doesn't really matter to the guys who were watching it. But to me, it kind of gives me more of a purpose. It's kind of like role playing to me. If there is some sort of script and I'm playing some kind of character, it makes it even more kinkier and it gives me more of a reason to fuck the other person.
So to
But that's
you,
just
it's not just
but
about wham bam, thank you, ma'am. It's about actually putting on a it's art to you. It's like putting on an actual production.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a performance. It's not just. I admit I do like some Gonzo scenes too, but I enjoy the scripted stuff more. Like if there's some artsy fartsy part to it.
So I fielded a couple questions from people on Twitter because we love to get
Mm.
fan questions in here, and you get the common questions we always get. It's like first one is like, what is your favorite position? Being so tiny, I guess people can just kind of just pick you up and kind of slam dunk you wherever they want. But is there a position that you prefer better than any other?
It would be cowgirl.
Okay.
I can I can squat on the dick or bounce on the dick and go as fast or as slow as I can on the dick. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it would be cowgirl. And even in that kind of position, the guy still has some sort of control because he can just suck me back.
Okay. All right. And I kind of know the answer to this one, but like someone wanted to know, and they want to know your celebrity crush. And I have to say, I already know the answer to this one, and it's a very awesome celebrity crush. But I'll let you explain who it is and why.
It's Margot Robbie.
Yes. Now, like, do
I
you
mean,
like
ever
her?
since.
Do you
Go
like
ahead,
her?
sorry.
Do you like her as the the Harley Quinn, or like is that what turns you on about her, or you just like love her in general, or?
I like her in general. Ever since The Wolf of Wall Street, I've been impressed by her because she wasn't just that typical, hot blonde in a movie. She actually went side by side with Leo, working, showing her acting skills too. She wasn't just, there to get naked.
Mhm.
which which is I'm sure what a lot of guys mostly remember her by, but yeah, I like how she's also getting into more complex characters and how she's also getting into production. And to be honest, she's an inspiration for me, and that's how I also got inspired to produce my own stuff
I was
because
gonna
if someone
say,
like.
I feel like there's like a connection there. Like like you said, she wasn't just to get naked on film. Like she actually did, good acting, and you could kind of relate to that. Like you're not just there to fuck on film; you're there to do acting. So I feel like you kind of
Mhm.
related to her.
Yeah, exactly. And when she did get naked in Wolf of Wall Street, it wasn't just, just to get naked. She actually had a purpose to get naked, and I respect her for that.
Just like you have a purpose to get naked. I mean, it's a wonderful thing. So I mean, all right. So take me through this then. So since you are in the whole, I'm going to, produce and, do my own movies. If you had to direct your own scene with her, how would it go?
We won't get naked, that's for sure.
You won't get naked. What? I mean, is there? I mean, I mean, what kind of scene is this? This is.
It would be, it would be an intense, dramatic scene that everyone can relate and feel. So
I don't know how much
we
I can
will get
feel without you
naked.
being naked.
We will get naked, but just, emotionally get naked.
Well, I mean, I understand there's a build up to it. Like, I totally get that. Like, you don't. I'm not just expecting you guys to just be like, "Hey, so I'm such and I'm such and such," and I'm not expecting two chicks in one cup, but But I mean, if you had to do a sex scene with her, like an adult scene with her, how would it play
hmm
itself out?
I would like it to be, for it to start in a heated argument. Maybe have some jealousy there, some kind of crazy in there. And it may be either coming from her or from me. But we just
So it's going to be like
we just
a
throw each other down and just fuck. But I want there to be some emotion, like some strong emotions to it before we actually pounce on each other.
so it's like makeup sex. Like you're going to get in this big heated argument, and like it leads to the next thing you guys are going at it. Um, who's taking control of this scene? I mean, are you the type in this scene, or just in general, are you the type that always kind of like takes control, or are you like to be dominated, or?
I love dominating men, but I wouldn't mind if a woman does, especially if it's Margot Robbie. Oh, please.
Yeah.
Please just tie me down. My God. Handcuff me. I'm not going to move from this bed. I don't care. I think it would be good coming from her anyway, especially if she's, channeling her harlequinness. That's not a word, but
Neither is
you know what
dehumanization, but we made that up tonight, so
I
we're just rewriting the dictionary tonight, so it doesn't matter. So
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 yeah, that would be good.
what is a normal day like for you? So I mean, if you are on set, kind of take us through a day of Ember Snow.
Since I cam almost every day, that's like my daily routine. I stay up. I've been staying up since like 2 a.m. in the morning, and then I kind of just want to unwind afterwards. So I watch TV shows or a movie until I feel myself nodding off, and then yeah, that's when I sleep, and that may take an hour or so. So you can only understand that I may be waking up in the morning at either 11, if not 12 in the afternoon, unless I know for sure that I have like an early wake up time.
Mhm.
But again, since I cam almost every day, that's become like a normal routine. And after that, I exercise and then either tan or find something to eat and then nap and then go back on cam. I go
Okay.
back on cam at around 6 p.m. Pacific time, or if something derails me, I go on at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So it's really uneventful.
Well, and
it's a,
but most people, wouldn't know, what a day in the life of being, an adult film star is like. So I mean, it seems like a pretty chill day. It's a lot. Sounds
yeah,
like a
I'm a
lot
pretty.
strenuous than other people's days.
Yeah, no, I'm not like a wild animal. I can be on bed, but in person, in real life, it's not like I'm a total wild animal. I'm pretty chill.
Now I'm looking at notes here. So you recently were nominated for the Why Not Cam Awards for a Cam Crossover Star. Um,
Mm.
so when do you know if you are going to win this award? Like when do they have these awards? And how's your feeling about that?
Tomorrow.
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 Awesome. So we should know
Yeah.
by the time this is being listened and downloaded that you'll have an award to your name for a Cam Award. So, like, what was your feeling
Oh,
when you were nominated for something like that? Like, what was your first reaction to that?
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe I made it to the nominations. It's a big deal getting nominated and getting into these top spots spots, like even in on the campsite that I work for, sometimes they have these contests, and if I'm like top 10, top 5, it's unreal. Like I can't believe it. That's my first reaction. So if you can only imagine how I would react if I were to win like an AVN award.
Now, like, what goals do you have in the business? Like, I mean, have you planned out like what you want to do and what awards you want to win and whatnot?
I would most likely want to win like the best actress in AVN, but I haven't gotten into like a feature that could get nominated. So hopefully next year I can be a part of, some features that could get nominated and get my name out there even more. Even if it's just a nomination next year, that would be great. If not, then hopefully the year after that, and then eventually win.
Well, I mean,
But
looking at the rundown that you have so far here, I mean, you have 2 shared box covers. You got 2 box covers that you're on the front of. That's a pretty big deal for someone who's been in the business only as little time as you've been in the business.
yeah, that's why when I also saw the box covers, it's like, holy shit, I'm on a box cover.
No,
I'm a simpleton. It's something small can impress me.
now, looking at some of these,
I
the
came
one,
out wrong.
yeah, well, that's a great thing about MMB radio. Everything that may come out wrong actually comes out pretty right. Um, looking at one of these though that you're on the box cover, Menage a Tranny 2. What was that experience like? I mean, obviously, I'm assuming that's probably your first time, doing that type of scene. What were your
Oh
feelings going through
yeah,
that?
I was mostly excited to get it done. Like I couldn't wait to do that scene, and it was like it's probably one of the kinkiest scenes I've ever done because it was a threesome, and it was with a T girl, so it was pretty amazing.
I was gonna say, I can only imagine what was going through your mind. Like it's probably like all kinds of like excitement and anxiety all wrapped into one. But it landed you on the
It was
box cover too. So
Yeah, it was mostly excitement. If I was producing it, it would be, yeah, anxiety and excitement because, if I were to be producing, directing, and performing, that's all in one. And I've been starting to figure out like it's not very easy to do all three because again, you have to think about how it's shot, you have to direct the other performers, what you want to do, how you want it to look like, and then perform it, you know?
hmm
So
definitely.
that's why I would have more anxiety if I were to be directing and producing and performing, but I'm trying to get used to it. I want to get used to it
So the first
because
time,
eventually, yeah, go ahead,
I was
sorry.
gonna say, so that's the first time you were ever with a T girl, or
Yes, yes, it was. The second time was with Chanel Santini,
okay,
and it was just the two of us.
okay. Because I'm looking here, I'm thinking, wow. I mean, so you're doing a lot of first on video, first girl, girl, first tran. Like, what is something else that Ember wants to do that you have? Like, do you have like a list, like a bucket list of things you want to do?
Eventually, I want to try double penetration, gangbang, low bang, all orgy
Now you
with
just
just
did a five
female.
girl or orgy, correct?
Yeah, I did. That was awesome. I wish I could be doing more things like that, but I would want to be like a bigger. Like I would want more women.
Mm-hmm.
Like probably 20 women.
20.
Same
You,
thing
you could
with
you could handle 20 women in one scene.
I want to do it.
She's like, I don't know, but I'm up for the challenge.
Yeah, like they can eat me up.
I mean, after a while, you would have to like go numb. Like, are you even feeling anything after five?
Oh, come on. I mean, scenes are just supposed to be like 30 minutes, maybe an hour max. So it's not like we're going to be there all night.
But I mean, so five girl, and then you said you would do 20. What about guys? Like, how many is too many for you as far as the guy scene?
A whole football team.
A whole football team. Now, so if they could get 12 men, I guess 11 players and one coach, so 12 men to do that, you would be game.
Yeah, why not? But I want to do double penetration first so that I can handle two dicks and two holes. Well, actually, no. Let's do the whole trifecta thing, and
Yeah,
they
so
can
like
all take
split
turns.
squads. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, you got the offense and the defense, and you got 6 and 6, and two holes. I'm with you. I'm up on the math. I got it. You know, I can't say I'm a math wizard, but I totally see what you're saying here.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the field. Let's see what the opposing and the home team does.
See, you gotta start writing all these ideas down. This is the stuff that you have to direct. Um,
Yeah,
so
if no one's gonna do it for me, then yeah, I'll be forced to do it myself.
I'm raising my hand that I'm entering in the draft. So if you need to draft a football player, like definitely, I'm like totally down. I don't care what position I start at. I don't have to be, I don't have to be the quarterback. You know what I mean? I just want to be in the back somewhere. In the backfield. You know. Um,
It would be fun.
now, it's funny too is that so like a lot of people follow you on Instagram, people follow you on Twitter and everything. Do people recognize you yet? Like out on the street, have you had anybody like say like, oh, I like, are you Amber Snow? Like, do people like know who you are?
Nobody's approached me and said, "Are you Ember Snow?" No, not yet. But um,
It'll
I
happen.
I did get it happened in a different way. Like I used to go to this restaurant, and apparently the fan was um the checkout boy. Um, so he didn't say anything to me when I was ordering, but later on I received an email saying, "Hey, you used to go to this restaurant. I recognized you, but I didn't want to say anything at that point. But I still have some coupons there. I don't work there anymore, but if you want some, I can offer it." So I've gotten that. And the most awkward one was I used to work in one of the high-end restaurants, and my boss, like the manager, he actually found me on the campsite.
hmm
At first, it was really awkward, but then I took a break and then came back and just because I already knew that this was gonna happen anyway. So yeah,
Did you end up
he
hooking up with him or?
no, I didn't end up hooking up with him.
Okay. I was gonna say, like, have you ever
No,
had any
no.
fans that are trying to like slide in your DMs and are like, hey, so do you want to go out sometime? Like, how do you combat stuff like that?
That happens like almost every day in DMs and emails and the campsite. But I just say, guys, I really am not looking for anyone right now. And even if I did accept one guy to go out with, it's like you guys aren't really gonna completely comprehend my work. And if you say that you are, you're not really going to experience the whole thing until you're in it. So I'd rather not. And there are some guys that are propositioning, prostitution. And I'm like, I'm sorry, this is the closest thing I can do with you.
hmm
This interaction on cam, or if you happen to find me on Exxxotica or AVN, you can greet me there, but nothing else is gonna happen. Sorry. I'm so um business minded that I'm not even thinking about. relationships right
And,
now,
and it
especially
must be
starting.
tough, because like you said, there's guys that, like they're totally chill with it at first until the next thing you know, it's, oh, well, I don't want you hooking up with this guy. I don't want you hooking up with that guy, so.
Yeah, no, because after if they were to see my scene, because
Hmm.
like the guys who are claiming they're kinky, if they were to see my scene with that guy and they see the chemistry between us, it's like, oh, so you like that guy more? Well, what the fuck am I seeing right now?
Yeah.
You're a slut. So yeah, I'm good. I'm happy right now. I'm getting enough attention.
Yeah, I'm sure you have no shortage of guys just throwing, dick your way. Um,
Yeah. I
so,
hate to be a heartbreaker here, but sorry. I'm sorry.
but you did bring up a good point that, coming up at Exxxotica in New Jersey, so you'll be signing at the East Coast Talents booth. And, like, what can people expect when they come and meet you at the booth? Like, what are you going to have available for them there? Photos, autographs, DVDs? Like, what can they grab from you there?
They can grab like some autographs, but I've noticed that they just a lot of guys prefer just selfies. So
Hmm.
I just charge like $5 for it. So
They just want that
the
stuff to
last
kind
time,
of brag to their boys or, make a girlfriend jealous or an ex-girlfriend jealous.
oh no, there are some guys with girlfriends at Exotica in Miami, and I'm like, can I take a picture with your girlfriend?
Now, like, what do the guys think when they say that? Like,
There were some pretty cool guys who were just like, yeah, go ahead, and I'm like, does she like girls? Do you like girls?
next thing you know, they're hitting on hitting on your girlfriend, and
I'm the one hitting on their
yeah,
girlfriend.
exactly. So I mean, hitting on their girlfriend, and then like, have you had guys that like get like upset? Like, hey, like, what about
No,
me?
no, not yet, not not yet. But I'm bracing myself for it. I have approached some girls at Exotica and we're like, "Hi, you're really cute," and they're like, "Oh, thank you. So are you."
Here's my number,
It's always like,
and you could be a
yeah,
recruiter.
yeah. Have you ever thought about doing porn with a girl?
So then let me ask you then. So you mentioned about how guys, you're like, nothing's gonna ever happen. I'm never gonna hook up with, the fans and everything. What if it was a really hot girl who was a fan?
I would need evidence first. I like can we go on cam together? Like, can I see you on cam first, though? Because
Hmm.
there were a couple of girls who claimed that they were girls on the campsite, but I've never seen them. So
So they could be dudes and, pretending or.
yeah, exactly, and that's happened to me before I even got into porn. Like, there are some supposedly girls, and they've been pretending to be guys or vice versa. So it's kind of like some guys who claim that they have like, a 10-inch dick, and I'm like, cool. Can I
Lie.
see it on cam? I can send you a picture. No, I want to see it on
I
cam
got Google
live.
too. Yeah, I can Google dick pics. How many dick pics do you get a day? Do you get them a lot too?
I used to, but not anymore.
Okay. So
Yeah,
it's
I've
routing
got
dick
I
pics.
yeah, I prefer to see it on cam instead of just a picture because that can just be
Well, maybe
any
maybe I should
picture.
have asked how many unwarranted or unwanted dick pics do you get? Like, I mean, do people just like? Because I always see girls on Twitter and are always like, please don't send me dick pics. Like, for some reason, I don't know if it's part of a guy's DNA or something or genetic makeup or something. For some reason, guys feel like that's what you want. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want a diamond ring, you don't want a house, you want a picture of my fucking dick. Like,
No, it's just how guys are. That's why you guys love seeing our pussies. Like,
hmm.
if it's a close up of a pussy, you guys fucking love it. It's just, I guess it's just in their DNA. And oh, you know, because we're already in the adult industry, they're probably just assuming that that's what we want,
Yeah.
and that we're really just that we just can't wait to see how your dick is.
Yeah, let me see all your deformed looking penises that, make me question what the hell is wrong with you. Um,
Yeah, no, not all of us are into dick
see,
pics, and honestly, I don't think many of us are into dick pics.
that's what I get. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like I see a lot of it on Twitter that people are like, stop sending me dick pics, but yet it's like there's like a miscommunication somewhere in the male brain because they continue to send it. Now, if any ladies out there want to send me like tit pics, like definitely like as a guy, because again we're wired differently, you could always send me tit pics and pussy shots all day. Like I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
Um,
because I know that you guys love the visuals.
It's funny too because like it's funny because when I post the links to the podcast and we have different guests on, I always seem to get like these random ass guys following me where their profile picture is their dick, and I'm like,
Oh yeah,
please don't
those
like
are
I
like the
don't
worst.
yeah like I don't want you following me if it says John liked your tweet and it's like your fucking dick with like your Twitter handle written across your cock. Like,
Yeah,
really?
I
That's
don't
weird.
understand that because there are some guys who don't want to see that either. And if that's your profile picture, you're not just showing it to women, you're also showing it to guys.
Yes. It's weird shit that I don't
Yeah,
need to see. So,
yeah, please don't.
so what else can fans be excited about before you get out of here that you want to really just kind of, make sure you let everybody know? Like, what kind of projects, what can you tease us with other than your sexy, amazing body?
You can go on my OnlyFans for sure because I'm starting this series called Girl Crushes, and it's basically me hooking up with the women that I've been dying to work with. So, and they may be like one of the biggest stars, and you're not going to find out until you actually subscribe to OnlyFans, and you'll be the first to see it. And eventually, well, I'm also starting to produce some of my own scenes, and they could also involve some guys. And if you go on OnlyFans, that's where you can find all the good shit first. And I also have Sex Panther, so if you just want to text me, and yeah, there you can send me your dick pics. Like I welcome dick pics there. You can even show me, you coming, a little clip of you coming on sexpanther.com/Ember/show. And then please follow my Instagram. It's official Ember Snow. It's nothing else. It's just official Ember Snow. If you follow anyone else, that's not me. Because there are some impersonators out there, and don't get fooled. They are
Yes,
asking
do
for
not get
money.
catfished.
Yes, yes. Like I am even willing to give you like a fan sign to prove that it's me. Like when I do customs or whatever,
Hmm.
before you guys pay, and Skype, before you guys pay, if you want like a fan sign, I'm offering it too for a discounted price, so that you know that it's me for sure. But you can request those at askembersnow@gmail.com. And I'm also on Fan Central. It's Real Ember Snow.
Awesome, awesome. Well, we look forward to seeing more stuff from you. I can't wait to finally meet you at Exxxotica in New Jersey. So, we definitely got to get that selfie and get a photo together. And I said I'm excited to see more things from you. Like there's so much that I've learned tonight, but yet so much more mystique and mystery about you that I just want it to play out. Like I just want to just every day learn something new about you. And
Oh,
I
you are gonna learn a lot more. There's actually another scene, and I'm not entirely sure if I'm supposed to reveal for which company, but
yes, breaking
it's
news,
going to be
please.
another first. It's gonna be another first.
Okay.
Let's leave it at that, and you guys are gonna find out if you go on Twitter. Because once they do some photos for it, you will find out which one is what first it is going to be. So stay tuned.
I'm hoping it's a scene with like a podcast host, like something along that line. I'm just throwing an idea out there. If indeed that's what it is. You know. I love how you just laugh. She's like, yeah, ha, ha, ha. Yeah, it's not that. Um, hey, a
Yeah,
guy
it's not
can
that.
a guy can dream, can he? So.
I know.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, and like I said, I can't wait to see and hear more things from you. I mean, you have a great, upbeat, bubbly personality, and I know you're going to do well, and you're going to grab that award tomorrow, and then we can show that off all over Twitter, and go see her at Exxxotica in New Jersey. Follow her on Twitter. Do one of her custom shows. I'm gonna do a custom show. I'm gonna hit you up about that. We're gonna get details about that. But we're gonna hopefully hear more from you soon. I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so much. You have a good one. Thank you for having
too.
me.
Not a problem. Take care.
Hi, this is Ember Snow, and you're listening to Mix Master B on MMB Radio.